Taiwan, a small island nation off the coast of mainland China, boasts a rich and tumultuous history. This island, known for its breathtaking landscapes and vibrant culture, has been shaped by waves of migration, colonization, and political upheaval. Despite facing numerous challenges, Taiwan has emerged as a beacon of democracy and economic success in the 21st century. Its story is one of resilience, adaptation, and the enduring spirit of its people. From ancient tribes to modern-day tech giants, Taiwan's journey is a testament to the human spirit's ability to overcome adversity. This essay delves into the fascinating history of Taiwan, exploring its evolution from a colonial outpost to a thriving democracy. We will examine the key events and figures that have shaped Taiwan's destiny, highlighting its unique identity and global significance. Long before the arrival of foreign powers, Taiwan was home to indigenous peoples who had cultivated their own distinct cultures and traditions. These Austronesian tribes, believed to be the ancestors of many Polynesian groups, thrived on the island for millennia. They lived in harmony with nature, relying on hunting, fishing, and agriculture for sustenance. The indigenous communities developed complex social structures and belief systems, their lives intertwined with the island's natural rhythms. Evidence suggests trade existed between these early inhabitants and other Southeast Asian islands, indicating early maritime connections. While the arrival of outsiders would forever alter the course of Taiwan's indigenous population, their legacy remains an integral part of the island's cultural tapestry. The 17th century marked a turning point in Taiwan's history with the arrival of European colonial powers, drawn by the island's strategic location and economic potential. In 1624, the Dutch East India Company, a powerful trading enterprise, established a foothold on the southwestern coast of Taiwan. The Dutch saw the island as a strategic base for their expanding trade network in East Asia. The Dutch presence had a profound impact on Taiwan. They introduced new agricultural practices, focusing on export crops like sugarcane. To meet labor demands, the Dutch encouraged Han Chinese migration from the mainland, marking the beginning of large-scale Han Chinese settlement in Taiwan. This influx of people brought about significant social and cultural changes, laying the groundwork for a more diverse and complex society. While the Dutch consolidated their control in the south, a new power emerged on the world stage, challenging the established order. The Ming dynasty in China had fallen to the Manchu-led Qing dynasty, and loyalist forces sought refuge on the island. In 1661, Koxinga, a Ming loyalist general, arrived in Taiwan with his fleet, determined to resist Qing rule. Koxinga expelled the Dutch from Taiwan in 1662, establishing the Kingdom of Tungning. This short-lived kingdom, with its capital in Tainan, became a symbol of resistance against the Qing dynasty. Koxinga's rule was marked by efforts to promote Han Chinese culture and develop Taiwan's economy. However, his untimely death in 1662 weakened the kingdom, making it vulnerable to Qing conquest. Section 5. Under the Qing Dragon: Integration and Transformation. After decades of relative autonomy under the Kingdom of Tungning, Taiwan was brought under Qing dynasty rule in 1683. The Qing government, seeking to consolidate its control over the island, implemented policies to integrate Taiwan into the empire. This period saw a dramatic increase in Han Chinese migration from Fujian and Guangdong provinces. The influx of Han Chinese settlers led to widespread land cultivation and the development of new industries. Taiwan became an important agricultural center for the Qing dynasty, producing rice, sugar, and camphor. However, the rapid influx of Han Chinese also led to conflicts with the indigenous population, who were increasingly marginalized and pushed into the island's mountainous interior. The Qing dynasty's rule fundamentally reshaped Taiwan's demographic and cultural landscape. Section 6. The Japanese Era: Modernization and Exploitation. As the Qing dynasty declined in the late 19th century, Taiwan became entangled in the growing rivalry between Japan and China. This period was marked by significant political and military tensions, as both nations sought to expand their influence in East Asia. Following the First Sino-Japanese War in 1894 to 1895, the Treaty of Shimonoseki ceded Taiwan to Japan. This treaty was a turning point not only for Taiwan but also for the balance of power in the region. This marked the beginning of a new chapter in Taiwan's history, one characterized by both modernization and exploitation. The Japanese colonial administration embarked on an ambitious project to transform the island. The Japanese were determined to transform Taiwan into a model colony. They saw Taiwan as a showcase for their colonial policies and a strategic asset in their imperial ambitions. They invested heavily in infrastructure, building railways, ports, and communication networks. These developments were intended to integrate Taiwan more closely with Japan and facilitate the extraction of resources. They also introduced modern education and healthcare systems. Schools were established to teach Japanese language and culture, while hospitals and clinics improved public health. However, this modernization came at a cost. The local population often faced harsh labor conditions and strict regulations. The Japanese government implemented policies aimed at assimilating the Taiwanese population, suppressing local customs and language. Traditional practices were discouraged, and the use of the Japanese language was enforced in schools and public life. Taiwan became a source of raw materials and agricultural products for Japan, with local industries often controlled by Japanese companies. This economic exploitation ensured that the benefits of modernization were unevenly distributed, favoring the colonizers over the local Taiwanese population. Section 7, the Republic of China, a new beginning and old wounds. The end of World War II in 1945 brought about significant changes to the global order, including the end of Japanese colonial rule in Taiwan. The island, which had been under Japanese control for 50 years, was now at a crossroads, facing an uncertain future. The island was placed under the administration of the Republic of China, led by Chiang Kai-shek and the Kuomintang. Chiang Kai-shek, who had been a prominent figure in Chinese politics, saw Taiwan as a new base from which to continue his struggle against the communists. This marked the beginning of a new era for Taiwan, but it also brought its own set of challenges. The transition was not smooth, as the island had to adapt to a new political and administrative system while dealing with the scars left by years of war and occupation. The immediate post-war years were marked by economic instability and political turmoil as the KMT government struggled to consolidate its control and rebuild the war-torn island. The economy was in shambles, infrastructure was damaged, and there was widespread poverty and unemployment. Tensions with mainland China, now under communist rule, escalated, leading to the outbreak of the Chinese Civil War. The conflict between the nationalists and the communists intensified, with both sides vying for control of the Chinese mainland. In 1949, after suffering defeat on the mainland, the KMT retreated to Taiwan, bringing with them over 1 million refugees. This mass migration included soldiers, government officials, and civilians who were loyal to the nationalist cause. This influx of people had a profound impact on Taiwanese society, shaping its demographics, politics, and culture. The arrival of the refugees led to significant cultural exchanges and the blending of different traditions, which would eventually contribute to the unique identity of modern Taiwan. Section 8, the road to democracy, from martial law to freedom. The KMT is determined to prevent the spread of communism, imposed martial law in Taiwan in 1949. This marked the beginning of a long period of strict control and limited freedoms for the Taiwanese people. The following decades saw a period of authoritarian rule, with the KMT suppressing political dissent and controlling most aspects of life. The government maintained a tight grip on the media, ensuring that only state-approved messages were broadcasted. However, despite the restrictions, Taiwan experienced significant economic growth fueled by land reform policies and investments in education and technology. These reforms transformed Taiwan into one of Asia's economic powerhouses, with rapid industrialization and modernization. By the 1980s, a growing movement for democracy began to challenge the KMT's grip on power. Citizens from all walks of life started to demand more political freedoms and an end to the authoritarian regime. Led by a new generation of activists and intellectuals, the pro-democracy movement gained momentum, demanding greater political freedoms and an end to martial law. These brave individuals organized protests, rallies, and other forms of civil disobedience to make their voices heard. In 1987, bowing to public pressure, the KMT lifted martial law, paving the way for democratic reforms. This historic decision was met with widespread celebrations and marked the beginning of a new era for Taiwan. The first democratic elections for president were held in 1996, marking a watershed moment in Taiwan's journey towards democracy. This event symbolized the triumph of the people's will and the establishment of a democratic system that continues to evolve today. Section 9. Taiwan today. A technological powerhouse navigating complexities. Taiwan in the 21st century stands as a testament to the transformative power of democracy and economic liberalization. It has emerged as a technological powerhouse, a global leader in semiconductor manufacturing and other high-tech industries. Taiwanese companies like TSMC and Foxconn have become household names, driving innovation and shaping the digital landscape. Despite its economic success, Taiwan continues to navigate a complex geopolitical landscape. Cross-strait relations with mainland China remain a major challenge, with Beijing continuing to claim sovereignty over Taiwan. Taiwan must also contend with issues such as income inequality, environmental sustainability, and maintaining its unique identity in the face of globalization. Section 10. Conclusion: Taiwan's legacy. A story of survival and success. Taiwan's history is a testament to the indomitable spirit of its people. From its indigenous roots to its current status as a thriving democracy, Taiwan has consistently demonstrated resilience, adaptability, and a determination to chart its own course. Its story is one of survival against the odds, of overcoming colonial domination, political oppression, and external pressures. Taiwan's legacy is one of embracing diversity, fostering innovation, and championing democratic values. As it looks to the future, Taiwan's experience offers valuable lessons for other nations navigating complex challenges in an increasingly interconnected world. Taiwan's story reminds us that even in the face of adversity, hope, determination, and the pursuit of a better future can prevail.